showing up real. I didn't even look at myself in the mirror before I showed up live for today's Power Hour, but that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Like, I'm going to start my day at a set time. I'm going to do things, even if the morning doesn't go great and doesn't allow me to look in the mirror before I show up. So here we are. In just a second, we'll be joined by the other attendees of this morning's Power Hour, and we're going to be celebrating the week. That was the goal. That was everything that the prompts surrounded, was celebration and reflection over the past week, so that we can go into the weekend feeling that sense of accomplishment, but not just regarding tasks, regarding how we showed up, that we showed up, whatever it is. So I'm really excited to hear what everybody else's reflections are like. Mine, I ended up writing up into a whole blog post that was published this morning automatically because I pre-scheduled it. I wrote it and edited it the last 2 Power Hours. And so today it went live right before this Power Hour started, even though I wasn't touching anything. So thank God for automations.
Yeah, automations. I feel like I'm kind of lagging.
You are a
So
little bit.
y'all let me know if I am. Yeah, it's been one of those mornings. It's been one of those weeks actually. Can you hear me okay though, even with me lagging?
Yes, I can at least.
No. Yes, okay. I think I might be like 10 seconds behind. There's no share button on the video this morning. But that's been our week, or my week at least. But there's been so many things other than that to celebrate. And so let's do that. I would love to hear like you love the automation. We've done the blogging and things like that. Is there anything else that you feel that you've just like turned that it helped so much? That 95%, that was crazy to me when I looked up the stats of just having accountability, that 95% that we actually do what we're supposed to do by just showing up.
Yes,
So,
I
anyways.
definitely have more to share on that. When I circle back to this video, I'll be dropping a link in the comments to my blog post about it. But before I share anything more, I would love to hear, Sarah, what was your week like? You joined Power Hours midway through the week. How did they affect your week? Like, how were the days with Power Hours different from the days without Power Hours?
I got a lot done, and I just feel like my mind is a lot more clear,
Hmm.
and I just have been stuck in like all these noises of like, what am I doing? What's my message? What am I talking about? And Celeste has just given us some really powerful like GPTs to like kind of cut through that noise, and I just finally feel like I have clarity of what I'm doing, and I've been organizing my time better. Yeah.
Beautiful. I don't know if you feel the same way, but as you were talking, I just was thinking about how myself and how one of my clients mentioned this to me as well. That when we have a GPT, we get that feedback that we need. Sometimes we just need somebody to listen and be a sounding board. We don't even want them to respond and like try to fix the situation or give us an answer, because we know we have the answer if we would just be still and listen to Holy Spirit and listen to what we know and what we've been given before. Like, we just need to remember. And so what the way that my client put it is, she can chat with my chat bot without bothering me. She's like, when I want to talk to Jordan, I just talk to her chat bot for a little bit, and I know that I'm not bothering her or wasting her time. And so it's so nice knowing that these Power Hours are here for the human connection, but it's limited. And we know that we have these GPTs that we could chat with and be that sounding board and get over those humps faster, as well. So that's been really helpful to me. Andrea,
I
you made
found my
it.
way here.
You made it.
I
So
made it.
how has your first couple of Power Hours been?
Awesome. It's been fun to log on with you guys for the last 2 mornings after coming back from a amazing vacation, getting back into the swing of things with my business and work, and just kind of bouncing right back into it. So it was good to have you guys all waiting for me as I came back to real life.
Nice. Yeah, and that underlines one of the beauties of the power hour because it happens literally every day. That doesn't mean that you have to look at your calendar and go, "Oh my gosh, 20 plus hours a month just like removed from my usual routine." No, it's completely different. It's number one, going to condense the hours that you're spending in your business into 1 hour and you're going to actually get the stuff done. But two, because it's every day, you're not having to think about, okay, I'm signing up for this program. They have these calls once a month. What if I miss one? Then I'm waiting 2 months before I get a call again. Or even if it's weekly, what if I don't make it? Like I have a weekly call. This week I missed, last week I missed, the previous week I was traveling. And so, like, I haven't
That's
seen these
hard.
people in weeks.
Yeah, that
But
makes
because this is daily, if you can show up
yeah.
once a week, then you show up once a week on the day that it works for you instead of making
Yeah.
your calendar work for it.
I will tell you that I do believe that once you do experience power hours and the power of accelerated, like time condensing stuff because of the GPTs, and things like that, that you're going to want to actually be at more than one a week because you do get so much done. Y'all, I stayed up really late last night. I got up early this morning. My brain was foggy. The prompts I even gave y'all felt so not me, but I was like, I'm human. This is what we've got. Here's a couple of things that you can use to like get your week going for next week, look at this week. And I will tell you, I got a ton done in the probably 12 minutes. I'm going to tell you, I probably worked 12 minutes this last hour. And I have an intro and outro for my podcast, which I'm relaunching on Monday. So not only will I be live from 7, 7:30, 7:45, right? And then we'll have power hours from 8 to 9. And for the foreseeable future, we will just hop on at the end of like that fourth block, that time block, and get online and just talk to y'all because I don't know about you, and I think that everybody here, it's changing the way I show up in the day because how I'm starting the day. And
Yes.
in this and it's not a hustle culture productivity and it's not that we're all doing the same thing at the same time or anything like that, but we're working together. There's accountability and I am literally blown away at the statistics around just virtual co-working. It's
Yes.
amazing to me. So, I don't know if I've really shared like where I got this idea, and I need to give credit where credit's due. So, in 2020, I was part of the team for a European like spa product company. I started the week before the world shut down. And I just dove right in. Well, I had an amazing leader. Her name is Emma Tia. She's in the United Kingdom, right? Is that UK? Yes. She's in the UK. Just an amazing woman. She has such a love for people and to see them succeed. And I know that we all do, right? All four of us here. So when the world shut down, she started doing power hours and we would get on at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. every single day. And she had four of those going a day because she had a team in the UK and she had a team in the US. And so I would start showing up at three of those power hours, right? A day. And I just started just plugging in. And I remember feeling that wall of overwhelm when we would only have 15 minutes and we would have to go put up a story and do this and do that and do the research if you didn't understand the product and all of this stuff. And you had 15 minutes and it was a very condensed amount of time, but there was so much hustle and overwhelm because we were all doing the same thing because we were all on the same team. Fast forward to 2025, that hustle and overwhelm is not there. For one thing, we do have a very concentrated GPTs that I've built, right? That condense the time, and it gives us exactly what we need for that moment if you want to use it, if you choose to do that. But all of us have the ability to go and just plug away at the things we're already doing, and it's not starting from scratch. And so I've seen the shift from 3 a day to 1 a day in a condensed time, and I didn't realize it in 2020, but that contributed so much to my success. So I went from 0 in March to top of the US, um, I was one of 3 in the top of the US market in September, so in 6 months, and it was a lot to do with my leadership, but it was also me showing up and utilizing the accountability, and so that's what we're doing here. We're building it. So, and we wanna invite you to that. We wanna invite you in. It's worth it. It's worth it not only for the accountability, but it's worth it to have access to the things that condense your time and how you show up, content create, build offers. Like we've built offers this week in the 15-minute
Yeah.
time blocks. We've built offers, we've built lead magnets. There's other applications and software that we can use that takes it from the output, and once we get it kind of like that we can get it up and running in like 5 seconds. Really, there's so many cool softwares out there. So
Yes, and
I'm
and
looking forward to share more. Yeah.
the tech makes it so fast. ChatGPT can generate an offer stack, a funnel, but then we also have the added layer of each other. And so
Yes.
running those things by each other, and it's been amazing just being in that flow. Like Celeste sent me an offer stack to review, and immediately I saw where the tweaks needed to happen. And so I just sketched it out, like literally physically sketched it out, took a picture of my paper and sent it back to Celeste. And she realized that okay, like this is how it needs to flow, and then she built the thing and sent it to me this morning. And so that's how rapidly we're seeing this movement. And I also want to, so we've got layers of things going on here. It is the power hour, so it's one thing, but the layers here are incredible. It's the GPTs, it's the set aside time, it's the consistency, it's the accountability with that 90% number of, you have you are 9 times more likely, or however the statistics work out, you're way more likely to actually accomplish what you set out to do. But there's the Holy Spirit component as well. And
Oh
it's
my
not a
gosh,
Bible
yes.
study. We don't spend a bunch of time on this. We open in prayer, and that's it. But because there's that intentionality set, this is what I wrote about in my
Mhm.
post. Because there's that intentionality set, it shifts even the way you make decisions. So I think I've said this every single day.
Mm.
One of my favorite things to do with ChatGPT is to not do what it says. Like
Yes.
I I pull it up.
I love being a
I
disruptor.
Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that.
So, the ChatGPT comes up and it's like, "Okay, this is your offer stack." And I'm like, "No, it's not." Because now I have something to push against. Um, they call it concentrating against when you put on music or noise to work, because it helps shut down that inner voice that's just going, going, going and making you overthink everything. So ChatGPT does the same thing for me. I put it up there and then I'm like, "Okay, no. Now that you say that I'm gonna do this, I know exactly what Holy Spirit wants me to do." And so this
Exactly.
week
Yeah.
has been so heavily there that there's been breakthrough that I have been praying for months, literal months, where I've gone, "Okay, God, I've got this big vision, but I don't know what to do now in order to get there because I'm not there. And I can't do some of the things that I know I will be doing there because I don't have the money. I don't have the team. I don't have the pieces in place to do it. So, how do I get those pieces in place?" And I've been struggling trying to go toward that. And this whole blog post, you can listen, watch, or read it. I've
Yeah.
done all three. Um, and that just goes to
I
show
love
you
that.
the beauty of the speed at which we're able to do this with the tools, because I was able to just get that up in all three forms. So any way that you want, you can go read the whole story. But the bottom line is I have the roadmap all the way to the big vision. And I'm talking years out. I have never been able to answer that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Then when I started being able to say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I could see it, but I couldn't see how I was going to get there or the shifts that I needed to make right here and right now. And it didn't take more coaching. It took set aside Holy Spirit business
Space.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm celebrating this week.
I
Who
love
else
this.
is
I love
feeling
it.
that way? Yeah, I had a moment like that too. And it was after one power hour, and it was the one by myself. So on Monday we started, and I was by myself, but I was like, see, God told me build it and they will come. Okay. So that to me meant show up anyways, even if you're by yourself. And I showed up and I did the four things. And that night, it was when I heard clearly, get off the hamster wheel. See, I had been running on a hamster wheel for about 8-10 months now, trying to make all of this work. And he said, get back to the basics and get off the hamster wheel. See, I thought I was making so much traction. I was making so much traction, and I was staying in the same place, running, and I couldn't catch my breath. And Monday night, I got off the hamster wheel and I started being very intentional, and it was the power hours. Definitely Monday helped, yes, but when Tuesday came around and Jordan was there, it made all the difference. It made all the difference. But what would have happened if I would have been thrown in the towel on Monday because nobody showed up? Because it's very easy to do that.
Mhm.
But when you build the space and you're intentional in that, and then you show up and you tell people what you're doing, the follow through is so much greater. So I gave y'all my word. I showed up. Nobody showed up with me. No offense. This is no offense right here. This is God. Because I knew He said to do it. And then by the end of the week, here we all are, right? We trickled in. And it's made a huge difference in my business, my life, and my faith. And I thank y'all for that, for showing up. And I can't wait until next week. Who's going to
Yes.
join us? I would love to know.
I'm so excited to see who's going to join us, especially because I think you might have mentioned it. So I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag too early. But we have a 7-day trial for this. So you can show
Yeah.
up, no strings attached, no
Yeah.
pressure. Just show up a few times next week. Starting Monday, we'll be back here, taking the break for the weekend, resting
Woohoo.
as God intended it. And then
Yes.
show up on Monday. You can join us. Now, you don't have to join us for this if you don't want to go live. There's a
Right.
power in it. I'm sure we'll win you over, but no stress there. Again, no strings attached. Just
There's
come,
visibility
show
too.
up,
Yeah.
experience. Yeah, experience it. But you can also get free visibility by joining.
Yep.
And then you'll get this link and you'll be able to share what you're doing. Share the link in the comments. And be more visible and get
Yeah,
in
we want
front
to hear
of
these voices, right? We want to sit with these
Right.
women and
And we want to know what they're doing, what God has them leading in. And so, yeah, I'm just, the God's preparing a place, a space for these women to come in. And I feel it
me too.
so deeply in my soul that this is all they needed. It wasn't another coaching program. It wasn't another anything like that. It was just set a time, space to breathe, let Holy Spirit lead, and get to work. And we're providing that. And I am humbled to be the one. I am. I really am. So I hope y'all are too. All right, guys, we'll see you Monday morning, bright and early. And who's coming with us? We can't
I'll
wait
be
to see
there.
you in our Zoom room.
Can't wait
Yep,
to see
I
y'all
will be
there.
too. Yeah.
Have a great
All right,
weekend.
guys. Have an amazing weekend. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.